the folks you talk to, do you hear the same thing that Mariana hears, which is folks have their doubts about this guy?
Yeah, almost everyone that I've spoken to thinks that the speaker is just in over his head. He has literally no experience sitting at the grown-ups table. And this is the problem when you have a process that it was made very clear. Johnson wasn't anyone's first choice, wasn't anyone's second choice. Heck, he wasn't anyone's third choice. This is a guy who got the job because he hadn't alienated really anyone in the Republican conference, because he doesn't really do much. And so now those very people who put him in that speakership for that reason, well, they're annoyed because he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't really make anybody mad. He's not very assertive. If he had been assertive in his congressional career, I guarantee you he would have been disqualified from being the Speaker of the House in this current iteration of the Republican conference. They can't figure out what they want. They want to have it all ways. You don't get to run your speaker out of town, take down all the other... Jim Jordan's a pretty assertive guy. Say what you want about his politics. Say what you want about how he conducts himself as chairman of the Judiciary Committee. Nobody can say that he's passive. No one can say that he's not aggressive. And yet, he didn't get the votes to be Speaker of the House. Steve Scalia's been in Republican leadership forever. Was the minority leader. Not enough to get the votes for Speaker. And so here we go with Johnson. And now they're saying, wow, you know, he's not really being a leader. Like, well, what do you think is going to happen when you pick the guy that nobody wanted in the first place in the speakership chair?
I mean, you know, that's actually a legitimate question. But look, Kurt, given what Congresswoman Ballin said, given what Mariana from her reporting says about what folks think about Johnson, given what you just said about Johnson, why shouldn't I be worried that not only will whatever bill, if a bill comes over from the Senate, won't get passed, but the first funding deadline will get blown, the second funding deadline will get blown, and the government will be in perpetual shutdown?
Yeah, I mean, I think it seems very clear that the only path forward is if Democrat votes are a part of any package that's put on the floor, that they secure the Democrat votes. I mean, we've seen a couple times now where more Democrats have voted to get something through the House than Republicans have. It's like Republicans are in the majority. They won the election in the midterms. They have the speakership chair. They have the gavel. And yet somehow they're always relying on Democrats to actually get anything done and avoid catastrophe and take us away from the brink. And I think that this is just a cycle that we're going to see over and over again. We're going to have these negotiations. Things are going to get to the last second. There's going to be panic. There's going to be right to that brink, right to that edge. And then Speaker Johnson is going to have to look to his Democrat colleagues and Hakeem Jeffries to bail him out.